The truth about workplace mental health. Most people don't realize this, but the workplace you walk into every day is not just a building. It's a battlefield of expectations, unspoken rules, invisible pressure, silent judgments, political hierarchies, and emotional taxes nobody admits exist. And while everyone loves to preach about mental health awareness, the truth is, the modern workplace is built in a way that kills it, slowly, quietly, and professionally. This is the part nobody says out loud, and this is the part you need to hear before the system breaks you completely. The first lie is, we care about your well-being. Companies love the posters, the slogans, the awareness days, the corporate emails about mental health support. But here's the truth most employees discover the hard way. They care until your mental health becomes inconvenient. They'll say, we're a family, but the moment your performance dips because you're exhausted, overwhelmed, anxious, or silently drowning, the same people who promise support suddenly become distant, cold, and evaluative. You're no longer a human. You're a risk, a concern, a performance issue. This is why so many employees learn to hide everything: the depression, the anxiety, the overthinking, the pressure. Because in the workplace, vulnerability isn't treated as courage, it's treated as weakness. The real source of workplace mental damage? It's not the work, it's the environment. Most jobs are not mentally exhausting, but the environment around them is. The unrealistic expectations, the unclear instructions, the constant rushing, the unspoken competition, the silent judgments, the fear of losing your job, the feeling that one mistake can destroy your reputation forever. That pressure stays in your head even when you go home. You felt it. That moment when your phone buzzes and your chest tightens. That moment when you're lying in bed at night replaying conversations. That moment when you wake up already tired because your brain never rested. This is not normal stress. This is psychological conditioning. And workplaces are designed to normalize it. The hidden rule is be strong, but don't show it. Employees today are expected to be productive, emotionally stable, always available, always positive, never overwhelmed, never tired, never human. But here's the twisted part. You're supposed to pretend it's effortless. If you break, you're judged. If you ask for help, you're labeled. If you slow down, you're replaced. So you keep everything inside: the pressure, the frustration, the anxiety, the feeling that you're slowly losing parts of yourself to a system that doesn't even notice. Workplaces don't reward emotional honesty. They reward emotional hiding. And the people who survive longest are the ones who learn to act perfectly fine while mentally falling apart. The silent burnout nobody warns you about. Burnout does not show up as, I'm tired, I'm done, I'm collapsing. Burnout shows up as, I don't feel anything anymore. You stop caring. You stop hoping. You stop imagining a better future. You wake up, work, go home, scroll your phone, sleep, and repeat. Not because you're lazy, but because your brain has entered survival mode. Burnout is the death of your emotional engine, and workplaces love to misinterpret it as lack of motivation, bad attitude, or poor performance. Nobody sees the truth. You're not lazy. You're wounded. You just learn to work with the wound. The mentally damaging dynamics nobody talks about. A. Micromanagement. A micromanager doesn't just control your work, they control your mind. They destroy your confidence, your autonomy, your sense of competence. They make you doubt yourself in situations you used to handle easily. B. Favoritism. It's not unfair, it's psychologically destabilizing. It makes you feel invisible, inferior, replaceable, and powerless. Favoritism creates mental chaos because you start obsessing over reasons why you're not chosen, even if it has nothing to do with your ability. C. Politics. Office politics forces you to perform two jobs, the one in your job description and the one where you must navigate egos, alliances, power plays, and hidden agendas. That mental load is exhausting. D. Bad leadership. Most people don't quit companies. They quit the psychological damage caused by one insecure leader. A boss can shape your self-esteem more than a teacher or partner ever could. The emotional taxes you pay without realizing. Here's what the workplace steals without asking permission. Your self-worth, when your effort is ignored. Your peace, when you're always waiting for criticism. Your confidence, when the only feedback you receive is negative. Your identity, when the job becomes your entire personality. Your time, when you think about work even during rest. This emotional tax is the silent killer. It drains you slowly without leaving visible marks. The psychology of staying quiet. You've probably wondered, why don't people speak up? Why don't employees defend themselves? Why does everyone tolerate so much pressure? Here's the truth. Employees stay quiet for survival, not for comfort. Fear of losing income, fear of backlash, fear of being labeled problematic, fear of being replaced, fear of being isolated socially. Silence becomes a coping mechanism, not because people are weak, but because the system punishes honesty more than it rewards it. And when enough people are silent, that silence becomes culture. The psychological trap. You start believing it's your fault. This is the darkest part. After months or years of pressure, politics, micromanagement, and confusion, your brain stops blaming the environment and starts blaming you. You think, maybe I really am slow. Maybe I'm not capable. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe everyone is handling it except me. This self-blame is exactly how toxic environments keep you stuck. The goal is not to help you thrive. The goal is to keep you compliant. When you start doubting yourself, you stop resisting, you stop questioning, you stop dreaming, and the system wins. The only way out, you must know the rules. Workplaces don't change. Bosses don't change. Systems don't suddenly become supportive. People don't magically become fair. So the only thing that can change is your awareness. Here are the real psychological rules of survival. Rule 1. Protect your mental energy more than your reputation. Reputations recover. Minds don't. Rule 2. Don't take any criticism personally until you verify the intention. Some people criticize to help, most criticize to dominate. Rule 3. Stop trying to be the hero. Overworking is not loyalty. It's self-destruction disguised as dedication. Rule 4. Detach emotionally. Care about your work, but don't attach your worth to it. Rule 5. Build power quietly. Skills, influence, internal allies, a network outside the company. Mental health improves when your power increases. 10. What real mental health looks like at work. No panic when your boss calls, no fear when an email arrives, no guilt for taking a break, no shame in making a mistake, no pressure to prove yourself every minute, no exhaustion when you wake up. Real mental health is working without being scared, speaking without overthinking, resting without guilt, living without losing pieces of yourself. And if your workplace doesn't allow that, it's not because you're weak. It's because the environment is psychologically unsafe.
You deserve better, and deep down, you know it. If this hit you somewhere deep, you're not alone, and you're not imagining it. Subscribe so we can expose more of the psychology your workplace never wants you to understand. Your awareness is your power, and this channel is where you build it. What's the one workplace habit that damaged your mental health the most? Share it here. Your story might save someone else's sanity.